Welcome back, everybody. It's time for another video. And in today's video, we are going to be looking more in depth at an 8R tractor, more specifically an 8R 410. The one we're going through today has the Signature Edition features on it. So, yeah, I just got done with my chopper class. It was a two full days of class, all about choppers. I know in my last video I mentioned that I believe it was a 24 liter, and to not quote me on it. Now you can quote me on it. It is a 24.2 liter Liebherr engine. Liebherr, however you want to pronounce it. So, we did a full course on it, power flow, hydraulics, electrical, how to operate it. 2 full days of class over it, and I learned a lot. Kind of like my welding class, I was not able to record any of the actual learning material. I do have a video I can share with you all. We did a blade sharpening where the machine sharpens its blades on its own. So I will share a picture of the harvester itself and a picture, and the video, or a part of the video of the machine sharpening its own blades. Honestly, I was going to record this video of a walkthrough of the forage harvester instead of a tractor, but as soon as we got done with the class, they hacked it up and took it back to the dealership where it came from. So wasn't able to get any footage of the machine other than just this picture and the video. I think I have a couple pictures of the harvester with the doors open, so I might include that for y'all here in the next clip when I add the picture in the video. I might include that if I still have them. And if I don't, I will. If I don't, you don't see in the next clip, go check out my Instagram page, the John Deere Technician on Instagram. They're on there as well. I try to post on there about stuff I feel I post on there a little more often than YouTube, which I'm trying to get them both going really good. But definitely go check out the Instagram page. You'll probably see stuff on there come out sooner than a new video will. But we're definitely going to be digging into this 8R today. So let's check out this harvester real quick, and I'll tell you a little more about it. Alright, everybody, now we're going to talk about the chopper that we went through in the class. Sorry if there's a little background noise. I'm inside, air conditioning is running, it's making some noise, so I apologize in advance. Anyways, so first picture here is it's the chopper we were learning about. It is a 9900i, 9900i. I believe it is the top, like the highest model you can get is a 9000 series. I know that. I don't know about the 9900 if it's the top in the 9 series. I'm not sure. I don't work on them like at all at the dealership I work at. So I can't really tell you much about it other than what we went over. But so anyways, there's a 9900i, and the corn head right here in the front is a 12-row silage corn head. So for the machine, you have to put weights on the back in order for it to be properly ballasted, because that is a very heavy corn head. Like I said earlier, I was hoping to get some actual footage up close and personal, get y'all some good views of it. But as soon as we got done, they packed up and they left. So, but watching them uh, reattach to that header, reattach to the header and pick it up, it was just rocking that entire chopper. Also, I call it a chopper. A lot of people call it a forage harvester. There's a lot of names for it, but I'm going to call it a chopper. So, anyways, moving on to the next picture. Just a closer up, that is with the 12-row head folded up on the machine. That's kind of a closer look. You can definitely see more of the size of it. And I am 6'2", so it's pretty tall. I will mention, if you saw this picture and a couple more of the pictures in here, these pictures are on my Instagram page, which is in the bio for my channel. Make sure to go check that out and follow me there. But yeah, so this is just an up close picture of the chopper. Move on to the next one. Okay, like I said in my intro, in the last video I said don't quote me on the engine size. Now I can confidently tell you that it is a 24.2 liter diesel engine made by Levi. It is a V12 24.2 liter. Got 2 turbos and a massive cooling system. Mechanical driven fan. And it has 2 alternators on the back, a 24 volt and a 12 volt. Because the engine is run off of a 24 volt system, whereas the cab and all the electronics in there is run on a 12 volt system. So that's why there's 2 alternators on these machines, and something I found very interesting on these is there's a lot of stuff that there's 2 of each, like 2 turbos, 2 exhaust systems. There's 2 SCRs, selective catalyst reduction, and there's 2 of them. So 2 def tank, or no, excuse me, 1 def tank, 2 def headers, and 2 def injectors, 1 for each SCR system. Now, what's interesting about the Levi engines is their exhaust systems, the def, is injected using the onboard air system. These 9900i's with the Levi's run an onboard air. So they have air lines that go to the injectors, and when the machine says is ready to inject def, it uses pressurized air, opens the injector, and pushes def into the system. So it's really cool. It has air on it, and I just found it amazing how much stuff it takes compared to a John Deere engine because of how much bigger it is. A 13.6 liter, which is what a John Deere engine would do or be in like the 8000 series choppers. It's a 13.6. It's only a 6-cylinder. This is a 12 cylinder. So it's just a big difference, and I was really amazed just by the engine itself before we even got to a lot of the other stuff. So moving on to this last picture, this is towards the front. This is kind of towards the left of the picture. You can see the big screen. It rotates, and then there's a brush that cleans debris off. Behind this screen is the entire cooling package. Very, very big for the size of the engine. Plus, this machine uses a lot of hydraulics. And so it has a good size hydraulic cooler, fuel cooler, and AC condensers, and just all sorts. It's very busy right behind that screen. And underneath that panel with the Deere logo, you can see when it's removed, you can see the big main belt that goes from the 90-degree gear case off the engine to the knife roller at the towards the front of the machine. And to the right of it, there's another shield that you pull off to access where the John Deere Extreme kernel processor would go. John Deere offers multiple kernel processing units, but the 9900s or the 9000 series only offer the Extreme. And it's hard to see in this picture, but there is a hoist top right-ish of the picture. You can kind of see the red of the hoist. But like I said, I wish I could have got a much better look into it for you guys, and I apologize. But that is really all the pictures I have. I'm going to show a video that I did get of the machine doing a knife sharpening. So let's check that out. Alright guys, so that was the chopper part, and I hope y'all enjoyed the little bit that I had for y'all. But like I said in the opening of this video, today we are going through 8R410. And like in the last video I said, 8Rs are my favorite. So since I couldn't do the chopper, we're going to do the 8R. As you can see, I have a mount on my hat, so I'm going to get y'all mounted up here, and we'll start our walkthrough. Alright guys, so this is kind of the style of what my videos are going to start being like from now on. So I hope you enjoy. So this is an 8R410, as you can see from the decals on the hood, obviously John Deere. This is the highest horsepower rating of an 8R you can get. So just kind of starting here at the front. This came out, I believe, in about 2019 with the LEDs on the hood and up on the roof. This, however, if we come over here to the door, you will see is the Signature Edition, which comes with special lighting up on the roof and a couple other features in the cab, but we'll get there. Like I said, back up here at the front, full set of weights, LEDs, reconfigured hood compared to the last style. Over here you have venting for your fan so you can get air out. You have your ILS suspension system on these. Very cool. We're actually going to do something with that here in a little bit. Asked my professors for permission to try a bug or put a defect in the suspension, so we're going to do that later. But over here you have oil filter, primary and secondary fuel filters, which if we come around here, sneak behind the fender, very easy access for service. You can see more of your steering components and whatnot down here. And your exhaust, final tier 4. But let's pop this hood open, see a little more under the hood. So right here front and center we have our cooling package. Has a latch there and a latch there, and this whole thing will come up and latch to where you can get access. You can also pop that latch, undo that latch, and this, I believe that's your condenser, also slides forward so you can get straight to the radiator. Very easy access. Over here you got your alternator, AC compressor, and other accessories, crankshaft down there. These shields are three 13 millimeter bolts. This whole piece comes off. Similar idea on the other side. This side has
4 13mm bullets. 1, 2, 3, the fourth one hidden back there. Pulls off. You can get down in here to your fan drive, which is chain driven on these. Chain driven fan drive, and your crankshaft and belt, tensioner, everything back there. You have your EGR cooler, or yes, I believe EGR cooler here. And the 410s have a compound, I believe compound turbo setup. One VGT, variable geometry turbo, and a fixed geometry turbo. You have an engine air filter right here, coolant reservoir up top. This one has the Ep.3 transmission in it, kind of like a power shift, but electronically driven. Battery compartment runs off 2 large John Deere strong box batteries. Underneath you have your battery disconnect. Obviously, toolbox, fuel fill, def fill. If y'all saw the release for the new 9RXs, they come without def with the horsepower rating. Moving on back to the rear wheels. Up here on the front wheels, you have it multi-position dish to the rim onto the hub for multiple configurations. If I am correct, these are set on, I believe, 36-inch row spacings. The backs seem to be a little bit wider. I think they're on 40s. This tractor is equipped with the short axle setup, so it is not, I don't want to say not, it would be very tight to fit duals. So you have 4 tires in the back. That would be extremely difficult and tight on these, but it could be done. Back, more LEDs, your extremity lights that fold out, all LED back here. With the premium, you have extra lights underneath the cab, which we'll get to. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. We'll get to that here in a minute. But you have all LED lights, field lights. This one comes with 6 selective control valves right here on the back, SCVs, quick couplers, some case drains and stuff for power beyond. Big old 3-point, pick up heavy stuff. Other side, pretty similar. You have wheel, just like the other side. Power and heated mirrors, adjustable top and bottom. This side has a ladder to get up here to clean this window, replace windshield wiper, that kind of stuff. If you need to replace a mirror, if it gets cracked or broken, you can get up there and replace that. But yeah, let's go ahead and get all this stuff relatched, and I'll see if I can get y'all a better view of those turbos up there. Because, you know, everybody loves a good turbo, or 2. There we go. These are tight, which is good. Alright, grab my step stool here. Alright, very carefully climb up here. As you can see, you got your alternator up here again. Got lots of lines for coming up here to the cooling package. I don't know if you can see back there, you have both your turbos, ECU right there. Air intake back there in the back off the scoop, I say scoop, inlet up here on the hood. And yeah, there's the valve cover kind of hidden down in there, but very cool for being able to see it. If we come back over here to this side, I didn't mention the ladder, obviously, to get into the cab, but come up here. These are that vents that come into the air intake. When the hood is closed, it seals against this, bringing the air into air filter going to the engine. Now, if we come inside this cab, obviously, captain's chair for the operator. With this being the Signature Series, leather seat, leather buddy seat is what I'll call it. We call it the buddy seat. Storage compartment down here. Another one up here. This one folds down. We have the manuals in here right now. Get up here in the seat behind the wheel. Clutch, brakes, pretty simple. And then you have that pedal in the middle, pulls your steering wheel down. A little lever on the side. Pretty straightforward. To your left, this is really cool. John Deere has a refrigerator option, so you can have your lunch or a drink in your tractor while you're out working your fields for the farmers. Looks like somebody has left their Mountain Dew. We will throw that away. Got lots of connections over here. Auxiliary for headphone jack or USB. Charge your phone. Special USB, that is to help get information to the screen. Some more connections for extra monitors for farmers if they're planting or plowing. Extra over here with, you can remove these and mount your additional monitors here. That's where you'd plug them in. Your corner post displays there. So let's go here. Yeah, let's go to the armrest. So obviously it's going to be really similar to all the John Deeres ever. You have your hitch controller for your three-point hitch down there. Then you have SCVs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and your sixth one's back here next to your PTO switch. Engage your PTO. Volume control for your Bluetooth radio. You can voice command or end a call. Then you have your temperature and fan controls for the AC. Below it, you have hazards, marker lights, running road lighting, field lighting, beacons. Then over here you have auto steer and your 4 presets that you can custom program. You have your MFWD for your powered front wheels to basically engage 4-wheel drive. You can put that in auto. Then you have your diff lock and auto diff lock. And the cool part, makes all the noise, the throttle control. You can set presets on your engine speed. So if I only want it to run 1500 RPM at quote-unquote wide open, set that in the screen, activate it. When you have it wide open, the engine will only run at 1500 RPMs, which is really cool. Like I said, with the E23, it works like a power shift, but you control it like an IVT. So forward 1, forward 2, it's your ranges, reverse, neutral, park. Pretty simple. Foot pegs, you can rest your feet. If you didn't notice, this is a swivel chair. Over here on the right hand side, I can lock it in place, pull it back up, we swivel again. Boom, we're looking out the hood. Over here on the side, you have your turn signals. Pull back, it is your high beam flash. Something is not happy in the moment. And then you have your horn button. We have the fuse pulled out, so when tours come through, people aren't honking the horn all the time, annoying everybody. Then you have your windshield wiper controls for the front. This one you can control the side or the back window. Set it in the middle, you get both. Use this control. And yeah, let's power this thing up real quick. Whoa, it's not happy right now. It's already got some bugs in it. Air throttle. It's still got that code in it. Okay. So you have your typical running page. It shows you what's going on, engine hours, top speeds that you can preset, you know, where the hitch is at, the coolant temperature, and then you can hit the arrow, get your guidance page, so GPS. This helps the farmers be more accurate when they're planting or plowing or cultivating. Go in the menu, you can see all your more in-depth, like the suspension, all that stuff. So yeah, so that is kind of a brief walk around. Climb back out of the tractor. Kind of a brief walk around. Get our hood shut back. Oh, and as I was saying with the Signature Series, it has the special lighting on the bottom of the cab. You push this button here on the steps, you can illuminate it. This is on the Signature Series only. So, yeah, that's a pretty quick walkthrough of the 8R. This one is the 410, like I said, highest horsepower rating. We have another one right here. It is a 310, so about 100 horsepower less, but same machine, just some different stuff. This is also the Signature Series, so has the same features as the 410. One thing I didn't show while we were up in the cab, the seat on the Signature Series, the seat is actually heated, cooled, and has massage features in it. So, like I said, that is a basic walkthrough of the tractor. So now we're actually going to get a little hands-on with it. I already cleared, like I said before, I already cleared it with my instructors. So let me go grab a couple tools, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm back. I have a couple tools here that I'm gonna need just to do my little bug. 3/8 ratchet with a 13mm wrench, flathead screwdriver, and a 4mm Allen wrench. So, what we're gonna start, we'll do it over here on the right hand side of the machine, just because I have easier access back here in the back. So we're gonna get back here, and we're gonna pop off this little cover to get access to the ILS position sensor. Now, I did tell my professors that I have seen this actual issue happen before, so I know what I'm doing. Alright, so just to be careful, just to be extra careful, we are going to pop this sensor off, or the connector for this sensor. So all we're doing is we're going to take this sensor off and get behind this cover so that we can mess with the input to the sensor. So now we need our 4mm Allen wrench, or Allen key, whatever you want. Look, it's another one of those things, lots of names for it. We went ahead and grabbed our flathead. We'll stick it in our pocket, because we'll need it very soon. Anyways, so, alright. So I believe this was a 4. I believe. I may need to clean the paint off of it. I might. I believe I was wrong. Well, it's a good thing I grabbed the whole kit, because it'd be a little bit of a walk back over to the toolbox on the other side of the shop. That's okay. John Deere does make a kit of these. I don't know that this is the actual John Deere kit or not. Okay, back in here. So 4 was too big. Let's try a 3. Like I said, it may just be a matter of getting the paint broke off. Let's see here. Oh, nope, it is a 3. Okay. So break that one loose. Get this other one broke loose now. Ooh. Now this back one is a little tricky because there's not a ton of room to fit your Allen wrench up in there long ways. So kind of do it very slowly with the short end. I'm sure I could have got a 1/4 inch ratchet with a socket style, but as I kind of said, as you saw, I was incorrect on the size anyways, so I would have had to make a second trip for the socket, and it would have been a guessing game without the actual kit here. So alright, we got it where now I can get it out with my hand. That's one. Pull the other one out. Come on. There we go. That's two. Set them up here where they won't fall down. Alright, now if you listen really carefully, you'll hear the sensor click. What it is that input actually turns the sensor. So when we pulled it off, the sensor came from wherever it was aligned, snapped back to 0. So we'll set that out of the way. Take our 13mm ratchet again. Ooh, I may actually need a wrench. Gonna break these loose. It should be 1, 2 there, third one here. And that's going to be a 15. So give me just a minute. I'm going to go get a 13mm wrench and a 15mm socket. We'll be right back. Alright, got our extra tools. So we're going to go ahead and switch over to our 15mm socket. And looking at it, I don't think we have to take it out, but I believe we have to take it out so we can get the sensor back on it. So I'm going to take it off just in case. Okay. Unscrew that. Got that out. Set that up there with the others. Okay. Now, get our wrench on there. Easy peasy. Cool. Now, we have all of our parts off there. I'm going to take my little snap-on pocket pry bar, and I'm going to try to get this off without disturbing too much paint. If you disturb the paint, if a class comes in to work on it, it's kind of a dead giveaway that you messed with it. So if I can get a good pry point, grab our flathead screwdriver. I see a good spot right there. Boom. Just like that. We have access to the input to our sensor. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this band clamp loose. With it loose, we can take off the input to our sensor. So what we're going to do basically is I want this sensor to read the incorrect voltage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out where that goes in there. I'm going to make it go straight on. Actually, I don't want it to go straight on because I will break the sensor. So we're actually going to go about right there. Let's see what that does. Let's take our band clamp again. Put it, oh, need to loosen it a little more. There we go. Slide it on. tighten it down. Not too much, just snug. Okay, we'll take our cap again, and then we got to remember which way this goes. Went on there, just like that. Right there. Okay. Put our bolts back in. And before we go tightening everything down, we'll check and see if we have a code for it. So, ow. Tighten it down. Got to make sure it's seated, though. Does not look like it's seated all the way. I'll check that here in a little bit. Okay. So, now, as you can see, if I pull it off, there's not as much of a click as there was earlier. So we haven't spun that sensor as much. So there's my tool. I need my screws. There we go. Like I said earlier, we're not going to tighten it down all the way. We're just going to make sure it works. Now, I have to be very careful. If you notice, I had to decide which tooth I wanted to set that input shaft on, because when I'm bugging this, if I set it too far, if I drop the ILS and bring the arms up, it'll actually over-rotate the sensor, breaking it. Then we have to get a new sensor. And I don't really want to have to do that. That would probably make my professors a little angry. So we're not going to do that today. Okay. Give this one a little help with the Allen wrench because it's not wanting to go in by hand. There we go. Like I said, not much. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to jump up in the cab. We're going to fire it up. We're going to run the ILS up and down. We're going to see if she throws a code. Make sure all of our stuff is off the tractor and out of the way. So with it being down here, underneath the tractor, it'll be out of the way. Step stool should probably come out just so we don't accidentally crush it. Alright, so I already know it's going to throw the code for the air throttle. Let's see if we get anything else. Shut all the doors and windows. Alright, so like before, we have the air throttle valve position sensor fault and calibration fault. That's something else that they have going on. So let's go up and down with it, see if we get a code. So, do we have... No, we don't. That is odd. Okay, why don't we have a code there? 03. See, this is a 0.50. It's supposed to be over 1.1. I know what we need to do. So, I'm supposed to be getting a code for our sensor not being correct. But I think with the way it is set up, if we try to run the ILS calibration, lock our SCVs, if we try to run the calibration, you'll see our left left position sensor is working. However, our right one is not because we don't have it set right. So, we'll go back down and we'll try to get it to about 2.5 on the left one. Wow, that left one is set really high actually. We'll actually shoot for about a little more. 3.14, that'll work. So if we hit accept, it's actually going to throw, there's our error code. It's going to throw a code saying we cannot calibrate it. So, SFA, there we go. Front axle primary or left position sensor calibration fault. So it did throw a code for the left one because we couldn't calibrate it properly. So the right one is what our issue is. Suspended front axle right position sensor calibration fault. So both sensors are giving us codes. So, alright. So there we go. We have our issue built into the machine. I'll probably show it to my instructor tomorrow and we'll see what he thinks about it. So I'm going to put away our tools and hit y'all with an outro. So see you here in just a second. Well guys, we're all packed up and I think we're done for the day. So just wanted to say thank you for checking out this video. If you like what you see, maybe go check out the other ones I have on my channel. And also go check out my Instagram page, John Deere Technician on Instagram. Go give it a follow. Like I said in my last video, I post on there pretty regularly. At least I'm trying to get to that point. But anyways, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you want to see more, and we'll see you in the next one.